Hello, students. How are you all? All of you are fine? Hope so. And stay safe and stay healthy and study very well, okay? I am your mentor, Shobna, to teach you chapter 13 sound. In our last video lecture, we learnt about how vibration produces sound and various activities. Through that, we learnt it, right? In this video lecture, we would be learning that how sound is produced by humans. We know that various musical instrument produces sound, various object when they struck, where they produces sound. But how we humans, how we speak, how that sound is produced from our body. So that we are going to discuss in this point, okay? So here, sound is produced by humans and that is produced by particular part in our body, that is voice box or say larynx. So what you are going to learn, what you are going to do to learn how sound is produced by humans? Speak loudly for a while, or sing a song, or buzz like a bee. Put your hand on your throat as shown in figure 13.8. Here, figure 13.8 shows. So on this part of your throat, you are going to put your fingers and speak something or sing something. So after doing this, what you felt? Yes, you felt vibration, right? So in humans, the sound is produced by voice box or say larynx. So when you put your finger on throat and find a hard bump that seems to move when you swallow something, that is part of your body which is known as voice box. And this voice box is responsible for producing sound. And it is at upper end of windpipe, okay? Whenever windpipe, where it completes, this voice box is there. And two vocal cords are stretched across this voice box. As you can see this white part, right? This vocal cords, they are stretched across this. And in such a way that it leaves a narrow slit between them or a passage. Here you can see that white slit-like portion, and that is passage of air through which that air passes and our voice is produced. Okay, and how this works: when lungs force the air through this slit, that white portion which you can see here, so through this slit, that lungs they force air through this slit, and vocal cords they vibrate when air passes through it, and this vibration produces sound. Now muscles attached to this vocal cord, they make the cords tight or loose. Okay? And when the vocal cords are tight and thin, the type or quality of voice is different. Sometimes these muscles they are stretched so tight, okay, and so that sound produces different. Whenever they are loose, then sound is different, okay. So type and quality of voice would be different based on the stretching of that muscles, and from that when they are loose and thick, the sound would be different. Now we have one video so that you can understand that how vocal cord works. Let us see this video.
Sound produced by humans. While speaking, touch your throat and observe if you can feel any kind of vibration in your throat. Let us understand how sound is produced by humans. In our body, we have a voice box inside the throat. It is also called larynx and is present in the upper portion of the windpipe. You can feel this voice box as a bump by touching your throat. Two vocal cords are stretched across the voice box. A narrow slit is present between the two vocal cords so as to provide a passage to the air. When air is pushed by the lungs through the narrow slit between the cords, it makes the cords vibrate. Thus, vibrating cords produce sound. There are muscles attached to both the vocal cords, which allow the cords to be tight or loose, and accordingly quality of voice differs. When air is pushed by the lungs through the narrow slit between the cords, it makes the cords vibrate. Thus, Vibrating cords produce sound. There are muscles attached to both the vocal cords, which allow the cords to be tight or loose, and accordingly quality of voice differs. In fact, the length of the vocal cords is responsible for different voices. For example, vocal cords of men are 22 millimeters long, that of women which is 5 millimeters long. A child's vocal cords are even smaller than women's. That is why their voices are different.
Okay, students, after watching that video, you are quite clear that how vocal cord or this voice box works, right? So here, one more activity is given to understand that how this vocal cords work, how this voice box works. Next, activity 13.6 is you need to take two rubber strips of same size and place these two pieces one above the other and stretch them tight. Okay, so two rubber strip you would be taking and two pieces above it and other stretch them tight. Now blow the air through the gap between them. What you need to do, take two rubber strips of same size and place both of them above each other and stretch them tight. Now there would be a passage would be there. Okay, that gap would be there, and through that gap you need to blow the air so the sound would be produced. Okay, this is how you are going to arrange the strips and then blow the air, then it would produce sound. Okay, you can make it in two ways. First, a girl is showing that two strips you need to take, and from the passage between it you would be blowing air. And in figure B, one boy is there who is blowing air through that passage which is made from that paper strip. First of all, you need to fold the paper like this and then cut the circle in that folded part. Sorry, the screen is rotated. Okay, so you need to fold it like this and then blow the air from that cut part. So in both the case, sound would be produced, right? So you can also take a piece of paper as it is shown in figure B, which was this boy is showing, okay, and make a narrow slit and hold it between your fingers. Now blow the air and listen the sound. So in this activity, whatever you saw, that was working of vocal cord, students. This is how vocal cord produce sound. Whenever from the slit which was shown in this figure, that white slit produces sound when air passes through it and vocal cord vibrates. In similar way, sorry students, the screen is being rotated. Okay, so when you blow the air, that is vibrating and producing sound. Clear? Now, one more point is given here in this yellow box, that a vocal cord in men are about 20 long, and in women, so in women these are about 15 long. Children have very short vocal cord. So this is the reason why the voices of men, women and children are different. Okay? So it depends on size of vocal cord, that different human is having different sound. Pitch of their sound is different, and clarity of sound is different. So it depends on size of their vocal cord, students. Fine. Now what is pitch? What is clarity of sound? That we will see in our next point. Okay. So I hope these many points they were clear to you. Here one more activity is there, that sound needs a medium for propagation. What do we mean by medium? Here when you speak, generally your sound and its waves, they propagate through air. So air here is a medium through which sound waves are passing. Okay, so sound needs a medium for propagation. Without a medium, sound cannot propagate. Okay, so for that, to understand this, you are given more activity here. When you call up your friend who is standing at distance, your friend is able to hear your voice. So how does that sound propagate or travel to her? So to understand that, you need to learn this activity. You need to take a metal glass or tumbler and make sure that it is dry, and place a cell phone in it. If it would be wet, your cell phone would be damaged. Okay. So remember that cell phone must not be kept in water. Okay, glass should be dry. Now ask your friend to give a ring on this cell phone from another cell phone, and listen to the ring carefully. Now surround the rim of tumbler with your hands, and put your mouth on opening between your hands. Indicate your friend to give a ring again. And now listen the ring while sucking air from the tumbler. Okay, first of all, you are going to listen to the ring whenever phone or your cell phone is in glass and it is not covered with your hand. In that case, medium is air, and you can hear the ring clearly. But when you place your hands on the rim of tumbler and you suck the air with your mouth, then that medium of air, it decreases inside the glass and the sound becomes feeble. Feeble means here it becomes low. Okay, you would not be able to listen it clearly. Okay, so without medium, sound waves cannot propagate. Here you cannot create complete vacuum, but by sucking the air from glass, that amount of medium which is available for sound wave to propagate, that would decrease. Clear? So sound becomes faint when you suck the air. Now remove the tumbler from your mouth. Does the sound become loud again? So yes, when you remove your hands, and again whenever phone is ringing, you can listen its sound clearly. Okay? So why this happens? Can you think of an explanation? It is possible that decreasing amount of air in tumbler had something to do with decreasing loudness of ring. So answer is yes. Okay. Loudness of sound decreases as the medium available to sound decreases. Indeed, if you had been able to suck all the air in tumbler, you will not listen any sound. But ideally, this is not possible, students. Ideally, you cannot do so. Okay, we cannot create 100% vacuum in any vessel. Fine. So from this activity, you are quite clear that it is difficult to create a vacuum, okay, and suck the air completely. But sound needs a medium to propagate. That is quite clear. Okay, I hope you are clear till this point. We will see you in next video lecture. Okay, till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you, students.